So it's broadcasting off the stream URL and stream key I previously pushed.
Mhm.
And then YouTube just started up back here. So now it's broadcasting live here. Okay, there we go. So it must have been pulling the start time from the webinar. That's why the YouTube broadcast wasn't showing up.
Oh, okay.
See, so now it's broadcasting live. It's not giving the, because I previously had the webinar starting at 10 a.m.
Right.
So that's one thing, is that I'm not broadcasting yet, and the YouTube stream is still going live. So we won't want to make, well, I guess it doesn't really matter because they would just be seeing the, oh, no, because this is during the practice session, right? So you won't want to make the YouTube broadcast live until either until the lobby slides are up, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. So does that make sense then?
Yeah. So I guess so. You did that from the Stream Now
Yeah,
settings, correct?
correct.
Then my only question would be: is I wonder if that URL stays the same or changes.
Right. So I think, let's see. I think I put it in my email from last week. So here's one from today. So it looks like it stays the same. So this is what I used last week, and this is the one from today.
Okay.
So it's the same number. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So the only thing I'm noticing comparing back and forth between what you have and the Stanford Online one is this dash or the slash live. Was that there before you started the stream? Because it's not on the Stanford Online one. Everything else is actually it's a different URL. It has the watch equals
Let's
channel you see.
see. Yeah, I think it sounds familiar. Hold on. I think when I created a standard, this one's called Zoom Live Test, right? So I think there's, no, it's still the same URL. And are you seeing this same type of page like this? Let's see. It's Chrome. Where's my Creator Studio? There it goes. So you're getting that URL from this page here?
Correct. Yeah, the page and everything looks
This one,
exactly the same. Yeah.
just down here.
Yeah. Yep.
And what's your URL say?
It's the youtube.com and then it's slash watch question mark V equals and then the random character string.
I wonder if it's want a custom URL.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't have the.
Maybe that's why.
Oh, okay. Why do we would choose such a weird custom URL? But yeah.
Yeah. And that's the only thing I think of.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I went to the URL and it looks like it goes to basically a live page. So I think that's right. It's just
Yeah.
Odd that it's different.
Yeah. That'd be my only guess, is that since the Stanford line one, maybe since it's, I assume they got a custom name for the channel since it's youtube.com/Stanford Online. So
Right.
maybe some of the naming things are more specific. Mine is, maybe it's just a generic string, since mine is just a generic channel. I don't know.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Okay, so I guess what we should do next is um set up the webinar, right? And then set up a set up the webinar on your account, and then set up the live test on the Stanford Line channel, and then turn off all the notifications so that no one gets pinged that there's going to be a live stream on the Stanford Line channel,
Right.
and then do a test with that and make sure it works properly. Oh, but then when you set up your webinars,
Yes.
put the actual time of the webinar.
Right.
Okay, because then the YouTube broadcast won't work, right?
Oh, correct. Based on based on the way it just worked. Yeah.
So I guess we do a test one first, just to make sure it even works with the. Let me stop. Yeah, I guess we'll just maybe just set up a test webinar on your account, and then link it to the Stanford Line YouTube channel. Make sure that works, and then does it matter if you put a so if you create a webinar, so if you create if you create the final webinar in Zoom webinar, right?
Correct.
And then you put like today's date and time of like 10 o'clock, and then do another test, can you then change the start time again to Friday? Or does it even matter? Do you even need to do that? Because
Um,
it just depends on when you start it, right? Or does Marketo use all that stuff?
s- so I don't. It's not connected to Marketo. So the webinar itself is already set up in Zoom.
Okay.
Um, the only thing I'd be a little worried about is if we mess with trying to change the date and time on that. Is if we mess something up, the URL that they've already sent out to
Right.
everyone would change if we had to
Okay.
repeat it.
Okay.
Um,
So then I
But
guess,
I think because I have a template that I basically use for all the webinars, and I
yeah.
just change the name. So I would assume if I use that to set up a test, it should be the exact same as
Right.
the setup for Friday.
Okay. And then what we'll probably want to do is to do like set up a set up a test URL or test Zoom webinar, and then enter all that YouTube information in there, and then broadcast it live, and then stop it, and then set up another, or set up like set up three fake webinar URLs, right? Or three fake webinars. And then in the first one, put in the YouTube information, and then start that one, broadcast it live and everything, stop it, kill it, and then add that stream URL into the second webinar, right? Because then that'll act as if you're putting that stream information into the one for Friday, because it's already in this system.
You're talking about through the setup on the stream now in YouTube, right? As opposed to the custom one, as opposed to clicking on YouTube and signing in that way.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We wanted to set the YouTube up like
Mhm.
the second part where you can go through to all those options.
Right.
But what we need to make sure of is, how um in my where is it at? Right, so this part right here,
Yep.
we want to make sure this stays
The same.
for every single event that you're putting it in. Because
Okay.
then this is the URL that they're going to hand out.
Right.
This is that URL that marketing wants to send out, like whatever Wednesday or something like that. And so we just got to make sure that all this information stays the same, regardless of which you're like, it stays the same for every single event.
Gotcha.
Because
Yep.
in the past, I thought that this stuff all changed. The stream key and the watch URL changed. Because when we were doing stuff with when Lena was doing stuff with school engineering, we were testing, and those stream keys would change. So once an event went away, then um, that stream key died. The only difference is that when we were setting those up, we had to click like a broadcast now button, and it looks like now once it's receiving a feed, it just broadcasts live. So it looks like they may have changed the live thing to have like an always on broadcaster,
Okay.
and that's perhaps why this stream key and the stream key here and the URL is persistent, because this is sort of acting like an always on, like once you're live then you're live.
Right.
And that may be because it simplified how live broadcasters were using it, so they didn't have to worry about saying, oh, for my live session on Thursday, go to like XYZ123, and then for my live stream on Friday, go to XYZ987.
Right.
So hopefully that is to our advantage here. And then as you're doing these tests, the stream key does stay the same for all of them. And then we just need to be confident that that information is going to stay the same for Friday's event.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you have another question?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I have a meeting from 10 to 11. So if you need to jump back on, just Slack me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll play around with it. I've got a couple meetings here in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play around with it, and then if everything stays the same,
Right.
I'll go ahead and send Jen and Amy that URL.
Yeah.
Just to send out.
The other thing you could do is, if you want, is to set up a little demo, like a show and tell, just to show them what it'll do. You know what I mean? Just say this is how it's going to work. Because I think I just talked through it on Friday. We didn't actually show them anything.
Right.
So if we can perhaps show them how it's going to work, just so that they're aware.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. And it could be as simple as just sending them the YouTube link, because they can sort of understand what the webinar part looks like since in Zoom.
Right. And then once they're actually logged in, they can change I believe they'll see that edit information, and they can change the frame grab that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just thinking about the webinar itself on Friday.
Yep.
I think we normally have been waiting until about 5 minutes before start time to kind of end the practice session.
Okay.
You might want to try to do that earlier. That way we can make sure that the stream on the YouTube channel is actually working.
Okay, sounds good.
Try to figure that out the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But otherwise, I think everything else that we normally do should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, very good.
Cool.
All right, let me know if you need anything.
Cool. I'll play around with it. Thanks.
All right, cool. Thanks, Tim. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.